Hello and welcome back again. We're gonna do a room here on TryHackMe. It's called Authentication Bypass. I think this is a particularly interesting room because it's one of the top web threats, from what I understand, OWASP is concerned with these days. So I figured, why not do a room about this and basically raise some awareness, I hope. So this room is already started up. I did click I have started the machine button, so that's about it. It's about user enumeration, brute force, logic flaws, and cookie tampering. So let's do the very first one. The very first one is all about they basically want you to run this command, and more or less that's it. You can, if you like the tool called FFUF, it's a fuzzing tool that you can use. A fuzzing tool is basically just a tool that tries, in this particular case, a lot of usernames coming from the list called seclist. You can download that by go to your Linux Kali, typing sudo apt-get install seclist, and it's going to install this for you. It's going to install it on the user share and not word list. It's going to be, well, in my case, it's user share checklist, not user share word list checklist like this occasion. So you might have to, change directories and stuff like that. All right. So furthermore, you can see that this is an X post request and D the parameters, and they filled it out for us. So if you want to learn more about it and how to use it, basically go and look it up. I always recommend you do that because it's a really good way to learn more about the tools. An H for the header, -U for the URL, and you're gonna look for the one called username already exists, and when you get that, this is a particular thing about this sign up form. We can go ahead and click on it here, and you can see that it's that it opens right here. And if you do give a username that exists, it will tell you that username already exists. So that is what you're gonna look for. You would need to try and create an account that already existed in order to get this message, but I think you get the picture. So basically what I'm gonna do is just copy paste this. And by the way, we're gonna answer about 3 usernames called size, the row. Yeah, I guess I can guess it, but let's just put in the command here. I didn't copy it, so let's just do it again. Yeah. And as I told you, mine is not located there. It's sec lists. And I think this is alright, so let's run it. And now it's running through the names. This is just a list of names, 10,177 different names. And you already found admin, Robert, Simon, and Steve. So that's going to answer the question here. TryHackMe. Did I pull this out of my Firefox instance? I did, didn't I? I don't know why I do that. So Simon, Steve, Robert. So submit. So that is one way for you to verify this, to which usernames are already existing. So let's assume you're going to create Simon. So you're gonna go ahead and type Simon, some whatever email, whatever password. You click sign up, and you're gonna get this already exist here, which is the command that we executed. It says username already exists. So when you create these kind of error messages for users, you can use this for enumeration purposes. And in this particular example, we want to, well, have as much information before we start actually brute forcing this contact form. There are different ways you can avoid this, of course. You can just avoid outputting anything, but I guess many users might be a bit irritating that they're trying to create an account on your website and it just keeps telling you that something went wrong, you know, but not telling you what it is. So they will probably just try the same username over and over again without getting any sort of success. Alright, so let's go back and see what the next task is. Basically, I recommend you read the text, but I kind of went through it, so yeah, that's my way of reading. Brute force is another same command again. You can use fuff and basically gonna take a file here called valid usernames.txt. So we basically need to go ahead and create that file. I'm gonna touch valid usernames. You know, I already did this room at some point yesterday, and I only got halfway and I had to stop the video. You know, didn't break down this time, I just stopped the video and I deleted my recording. So I got to around this point and I'm just redoing my tracks. So basically I'm showing you what I did. This is the valid username.txt we have. So let's go ahead and take this command here. Like, this is the command. And one more time, we're gonna remove this and just make sure that it's not capitalized, because it's not gonna work. User share sec list, I think it is. So let's see, I think this is gonna work, so let's run it. And it tells us that, let's see what this is all about. What is the valid username passwords? So it's saying that Steve and Thunder it would be. So Steve/Thunder. Yes, the right way. So yeah, it does seem, I would say this output is a bit misleading, but I would also never use this tool for brute force. You know, I would use Hydra. That's my go-to tool. Anyways, this is another tool you could use, FUF, whatever. And basically you can just look through the different, you know, parameters, and that's the way you're gonna understand how to use it. Alright, so now that we found that, we're gonna go one step further, and it says what is a logic flaw. So they say that an example here in the picture is that the intended path 1, 2, 3, 4 is the step the developers is, you know, meant for us as a user to take, which is very, you know, common when you build a website. You think, oh, I'm gonna do this, then user gonna click on that, you know, but nah. Then you have hackers. They kind of want to skip the steps and get some sort of, you know, extra thing out of it. So below here we have a logic for example. It says below mock code examples, check to see will the start of the path the client is visiting begin with a /admin, and if so, then further checks are made to see whether the client is in fact an admin. If the page doesn't begin with /admin, the page is shown to the client. Alright, so we can view this code here and say basically, yeah, okay, so it says because the above PHP code uses 3 equal signs, it's looking for an exact match on the string, including the same letters and stuff like that. The code presents a logic flaw because an unauthenticated user requesting /admin with a capitalized M will not have their privileges checked and have the page displayed to them, totally bypassing the authentication check. So that's another flaw, and you know, this is very common to PHP. I've been doing a lot of PHP in my time, and it's a scripting language mostly used for web development, it says, so that is true. So let's see what the task is today. Yeah. Okay, so they want me to what is the flag from Robert's support ticket? So basically they want me to, I can do it with a curl request. It seems like it's an illustration by using the curl tool to manually make the request to the web server. And You can see another example down here with the same sort of setup. Let me just see. In the end, they want us to do this curl request, and I usually do not like these kind of tutorials that, you know, give us all the code, because it kind of make people just copy paste, you know, what I'm doing to show it, but if you want to learn about it, you know, it's a really bad idea to just do this and copy paste it. Anyways, we can probably, I'm just gonna, you know, really don't care about this and just copy paste it and say, did it work? And, you know, I got something back. I don't know what it is. I haven't done this part of the room before, so I'm basically just looking here and seeing like, okay, so we have something HTML here, and it looks very interesting. We have customers, links and stuff. Yeah. And yeah, it's generated by the TryHackMe web framework. So everything is quite normal here. Now they want me to, what is the flag of Robert? So now that we tried the command, I think it's about time we read the 4 lines above. It says, to complete the step, you need to create an account on your Acme IT support section. Let's do that. So let's create an account. I'm gonna call it test at testdk, and test. Basically, that's gonna be it. Alright, so password must be 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's about it. And then it says welcome here. Now, doing so gives you a unique email address that can be used to create support tickets. The email address is in the format username at customer blah blah blah. So we're gonna go in here and see that we got this particular email address. We're gonna copy paste it, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna just replace it there. So now returning to curl request number 2, but with your Acme IT support TryHackMe in the email field. You have a ticket created and change a link to log you in as Robert. So let's go ahead and see whether we can get this to work or not. So it's called test. So as we see here, we are executing a command to this support ticket as Robert. That is the email we're gonna use to reset. I guess this is a password reset thing, and we're gonna get it back, it would seem, to our email. So getting the flag would probably, I'm just guessing, would probably illustrate that we got the email with a new reset for Robert. Let's run it. And let's see, did I actually do this correct, or did I not? It would seem that I did not. Very frustrating. I'm gonna send you an email to test. Maybe if I just log in here, it should. Yeah, we got it here. So it's about that. So, and somewhere here we're gonna get this link we can visit, and it would seem that we now have a new ticket. We are Robert, it seems, and we have the flag. So basically that's the problem here, is that you can change. This is just another typical example of not validating the input you give to the application, that you're trying to reset the password for Robert using the legitimate URL, but then again, you know that you can set some values posted by some HTML form, and it's probably hidden or something like that, you know, a hidden field. You can just replace your own email. So you're resetting Robert, your username of Robert, but the email you're gonna get the reply back to is gonna be your email. So game over for Robert. I'm not gonna do cookie tampering. It's another thing. They talk about, holy moly, that's a lot of text. So now they talk about that the content of some cookies can be in plain text, which is true, and it's obvious what they do. Take for example, if these were cookies set after successful login true, admin false, yeah, that's gonna be lovely if that's the way, you know, a web page works as, because then you can just alter these values and, you know, basically become admin. So, but it does exist. I have seen it before. First, let's just start by requesting the web page. We're going to use curl, and without any introduction, it's a web-based browser just in text form. So we're curling this URL cookie test and getting the message not logged in. So next, we're gonna see that we got this message, and now we sent another request with a logged in cookie set to true and the admin cookie set to false. So basically, we're gonna take this command here, and because the application is programmed the way it is, you're gonna see that it says logged in as a user. If you do the first one again, it's not made to give you any sort of response. So don't, you know, get all kind of surprised. It's like, oh, but I thought it would. But yeah, it's the cookie here is setting us logged in true and admin false. So let's go ahead and do the third curl request. Finally, we sent a last one where we basically just say that admin is true, and basically that's gonna give us our flag with cookie tampering as the very first one here, and that's about it, I guess. Now the next kind of information here is about hashing, and basically, you know, MD5, SHA-256, SHA-512, or SHA-1 are the 4 different, you know, hashes to present on this page. Very common hashes, I guess. MD5 and the other ones are probably considered what you call broken. However, it is not like it's like broken as it doesn't work. It's just, it's very well saved, you know, on different web pages. They save the hashes for the clear text. You can just look it up basically. So you also have something called encoding. It's called base64, which is just basically encoding your whatever text to something that can be sent over, you know, network, saved in a database without any sort of special characters. They're only going to use small capitalized letters, number 09, a plus sign, well, yeah, and that's some equal signs, so that's for padding, but doesn't really matter. Alright, so the string basically for decode has a value set. This is sometimes you see a cookie with some value like that, and you can go ahead and copy it and go to the page called, let's say, CyberChef. And on CyberChef, you can paste it in and say from base64, and you're going to see it's going to be decoded to this. Don't misunderstand encryption, hashing, and encoding. It is 3 different things. Encoding has nothing to do with encryption or hashing, and it is not something to use for security or to make things safe in a terms of secure. All right, so encoding has nothing to do with security. Alright, so we basically see the same message here again. So we said, what is the value of the MD5 hash? This one, so go to CrackStation, paste it in, another robot, crack hashes, and basically just look up in the database. they got like 190 gigabytes or 15 billion entries of pre-hashed, clear text messages, which is why it is not a good idea to use this algorithm. What is the base64 encoded value of this? So this is we're gonna decode this basically. So we're gonna put it in here and say this is our flag. It's just some exercises for us to learn how to decode base64. Encode the following value using base64. Now we got this one here in the top that is almost the same. It's just true here instead of false. So let's put it into Cyberchef. So we put this in here, and it says to base64. And we're gonna take this string here and paste it, and that's it. So you learned about the common tips and tricks whenever people are doing authentication stuff. You can find weird cookie names, weird cookie values. At a glance, I would say from a rookie's perspective, and I accuse myself, I'm not meaning that rookie should be interpreted as a negative thing, but just like a new person, just educated, they usually have this sense of they know a lot, and they do, but from my perspective, most educations about IT security, computer science, development and stuff does not really have security as the main focus in any topic. So I would say main, it should maybe be like secondary or something, but it should be a focus anyway. So this might look, oh, this is encrypted, but nah. If you look at it, it looks like base64 out of the bat. Even if you have a string without the equal signs, there's nothing about this that it just screams base64 in my face. So, but basically that's it. Alright, so I hope you liked this room, and if you have any questions and stuff, you just leave a comment below. I'm gonna get back to you. So take care, until next time.